My name is John Passfield. The title of this reading will be John and Santa, the Cowboy Shirt Video 3, the Cowboy Shirt Mystery. So here is the cover. John and Santa, the Cowboy Shirt, a novella by John Passfield. An elementary school photo of me, black and white originally, but now colorized, when I was 7 or 8 or 9. I'm not sure what age. Here's a summary of the story. As writer John Passfield is driving home from a December book discussion meeting and thinking about the Christmas topics that were discussed, in particular Dickens, who wrote a novella that transformed the world's conception of Christmas, he suddenly finds himself sitting in a sleigh pulled by Rudolph and 8 tiny reindeer. What an excellent opportunity to ask Santa about a 70-year-old puzzle, the mystery of the missing cowboy shirt. So, the myths by which we think are a mixture of the known and the unknown. We know that we live on the earth, but we wonder why life on earth was created. And whether there's life on other planets. We also wonder about our personal relationships to these myths. For John, it's a question of what does Santa know about his life that he, John, does not know. Well, one of the things he doesn't know is where the shirt disappeared to when he was a boy. And we'll start back in chapter 1. Page 9. So John is driving his car home in chapter 1 and thinking of the Christmas meeting and things that had been talked about. Hard to believe how it could have happened. About my mom and the cowboy shirt. How old would I have been about that time? It was a mystery that would have baffled Sherlock Holmes. Okay, then we go a few pages over to page 12. Still driving the car. I suppose I'd be about 7 or 8 or 9. Memories mingle and interlayer. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer by Gene Autry was a brand new song at that time. The family would gather at our house for dinner. Grandpa would light the Christmas cake. I'd be glancing at the presents under the tree. Mom searched and searched and searched in the cupboards. It was a mystery for all of time. It was the present that I never received. But here's the thing that's even more baffling. There's a photograph of me in a cowboy shirt. Well, that's the photograph of the shirt he did receive at a Christmas or a birthday. But the one that he remembers after 70 years is the one that he never received. Amazing what sticks in your mind sometimes. Okay, now he's with Santa in the sleigh. This is going to chapter 3. Excuse me again, frog in my throat, page 21. So he takes the opportunity to ask, by the way, Santa, since you were here and riding along like this, I, a simple earthling, and you with seemingly unlimited powers, there's a little tiny conundrum, a mystery in my family stretching back for, I would say, about 70 years. I'm 76 years old at present, as you, I assume, would know. It happened when I was 7 or 8 or 9. It was when we were in the first house that my dad built, for sure. Well, my mom bought me a present. And on Christmas Day, we were all opening our present, socks and a sweater, and always a toy that my brother and sister and I were each allowed to select from the catalog or from a window in a store. And then when all the presents were open and we were cleaning up the wrapping paper, my mom asked me in turn to show what I had received. Then over the page, my mom had a puzzled look on her face as I held each present up and said a few words. This is from Grandpa and this from Uncle Claude, and on through the 7 or 8 presents that I'd received. But the shirt, where's the shirt? Did I forget to wrap it up? I bought a cowboy shirt that I found in just your size. Is there anything under the tree? Surely it isn't still in the cupboard. I'll go and look in just a minute. It's a beautiful shirt that I know you would love to wear. So, the missing cowboy shirt. You know, I have a theory, Santa. See it as fanciful if you like, that things go missing down here on Earth become the purloined, shall we say, property of the gods. Picture Olympus as a great big supernatural lost and found. So, back in 1952, or 1953, or 1954, say, when I was 7, or 8, or 9, there was a little boy on Olympus, perhaps the son of a lesser god, whose breast was bursting with pride as he showed the other god children his brand new gift from his father, when Daddy had just returned from a business trip to Earth. A brand new, shoot 'em up, circle the wagons, horsey, ride 'em and rope 'em, spectacular, child, human, cowboy shirt. Do you think that little god children stuck up there on drab Olympus, bleak winds and swirling mists, would like to be able to live like us, with all the commercial toys and sugary candy that are presumably forbidden up there to the children of the gods? And are there gods who cheat a bit, bring back contraband from their trips when they're sent to stir up mischief or soothe the troubled waters down here on the Earth? I have a box that my father made. It has all my souvenirs, hockey cards, and Cub Scout badges, and a certificate of proficiency or two. Maybe some sage and solemn Olympian has a similar box, made of marble, in which he keeps a worn-out childhood earthling cowboy shirt. Yours, Santa, is the eye that can tell me, after all these years of wondering, if this is true. So, my question for you, Santa, since you have extrasensory powers, cast your mind back 70 years. Picture the scene of my mom in the store, driving home and unpacking her things, putting the presents away in the cupboard, wrapping the presents on the bed, putting the presents under the tree, and then Christmas Day and all of us checking under the tree and in the cupboard in my parents' bedroom. Zero in on the moment of loss, please, and tell me, after all these years, 70 years of mystery and speculation, what in the world ever became of my cowboy shirt? Well, then we go all the way over to page 33 after Santa has told him a lot about Santa's situation, what powers he has, what powers he doesn't have, for Santa's answer. I can visit what you call the past, in a sense, but I can't change it. You would probably call it revisiting, but that's not the right term for me. All times are alive for me at the very same time. I'm living in every moment when I visit what you call the past. I'm living my life at that moment for the very first time. So, as for your cowboy shirt, I cannot go back in time. I have no idea where it is, where your mother put it that day. I cannot go back and help her to find it now. So Santa's alive in what we call the past, but it isn't the past for him. So since he's there, he can't go back there. And since it's all new to him, he says he can't really find out anything that he doesn't already know. Okay. Page 37 then, just to finish off this topic. Chapter 5, riding along beside Santa in the sleigh. Below us the lights twinkle in the dark. I have no idea where we're going, and Santa doesn't seem inclined to act as my guide. The reindeer seem to have a sense of purpose, enough to keep them in the air without any wings. Well, so much for the missing cowboy shirt. I had hoped that Santa's search for the missing MacGuffin would yield enough of a plot to make a heartwarming, charming little book. Now, what else would make a good story? I venture to ask a question that I'm dying to ask. Do you know such, celebrities as the Easter Bunny? Do you all get together, perhaps, once in a while? Are there red carpet gatherings in the supernatural life? Do you swap stories of how it is to be iconic figures? Or do you all travel on your own separate paths? Well, Santa does answer that, but not in this video. It's answered in the novella, and it'll be answered in a later video. Do you know the Easter Bunny is the big question. By chapter 3, John is feeling comfortable enough as he flies along with Santa in the sleigh, pulled by Rudolph and the 8 tiny reindeer, to ask Santa if he can solve the Passfield family mystery, one that has been a mystery in the family for almost 70 years. It's the question of what happened to the missing cowboy shirt. If Santa can go back through time and see everybody and everything that has happened, then surely he can tell John about the moment when the shirt was lost. In reply, though, Santa cautions John about trying to find out too much about his situation and his powers. In fact, Santa explains that he doesn't know everything about his own situation. However, Santa does explain his relation to the people who have lived in past times. Even though this doesn't lead to the answer to the mystery as to when and how the cowboy shirt went missing, it does seem to lead to a rapport between John and Santa, and a relaxed atmosphere, you could say, in which John feels free to ask more questions about Santa and the powers that he has and the powers that he does not have, and even later in the novella, whether he knows some of the other famous people, icons, images, such as the Easter Bunny and Jack Frost. It'll be interesting to read on and see what Santa has to say in answer to some of the questions that John takes the opportunity to ask. So, this is the novella, John and Santa, the Cowboy Shirt. It's available on Amazon. There's more information there. It's available on Rocksmills Press, their website, which is my publisher's website, rocksmillspress.com. There's information there. 2 free books on my website. I always write a planning notebook, which helps me to write a novel or novella. And if you click on that icon, you can read about how I planned and wrote this novella, John and Santa. I always write a journal as I'm polishing the novel or novella, in which I reflect on all the topics that it raises. What is a novel? What is a novella? Christmas, Santa Claus, myth making, and so on. So have a look there, free. You just click on the icon and read them. So johnpassfield.ca is my website, JOHNPASSFIELD.ca. Lastly, thank you for watching this video.